stretch out.
Maybe 101, y'all.
It ain't nothing like black pussy on my dick. Word to the motherfucking DJ Quick. I play a hose like dominoes, slapping bones. AMG's on the motherfucking microphone. I slang dick, bitch, nothing more and nothing less. You gotta see no hope, you can take the test and bring big fat titties and lots of backs. You got the woody and I got the axe. I'm no joke when I stroke for a client. Bitches need dick, so they buying it. G with the high top fade. Open up your coast bag, bitch, so I can get paid. And take off your G-string drawers. Did you eat your Wheaties? Cause I don't pause. What are you laughing at? Ain't a damn thing funny. Bitch better have my money. I don't charge by the inch, I charge by the foot. Think I'm lying, bitch? Here, take a look. That's right, niggas, misogyny!
Call me.
Misogyny! Pick up the motherfucking phone and dial. Have your money in a big ass sack. I'm slanging this dick like a new jack. Bitch. So. All right. All right.
Classic. As I said on the last episode, DJ Quick is one of my favorites, and this is a product of Mr. Quick. Why? West Coast legends for our listeners that are not in California. If you don't know that, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you should. You should. I mean, they know who didn't remake this. There's like 4 different people tried to remake a version of this song.
That's true.
And gave no flowers
No.
to the creators. But it's okay.
No.
It's okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hi, everybody.
Word.
Happy Sad Bitch Monday.
Yeah, we just wanted to, bring in the fucking holiday properly. Word to rest in peace to the guy Patrice O'Neal. If you were a fan of any type of like black Philip Tree. That was the jam. That was how we got things started. That was just
had to be done.
It just felt right on this day, on this holiday that, for the unsung or sometimes sung heroes.
Right.
The
sung heroes, but they can't be recognized.
Man.
Unfortunately. They should be recognized. I don't understand why people don't recognize them, but I understand why people don't recognize them.
Yeah. They just...
There's a lot of ego going on, right? You can't even...
Get you to the championship, man. You guys, when you get paid, you're going to win.
Hey.
You're going to win, right? You're going to win championships.
Sometimes the best player on your team is the person coming off the bench, not the star.
You guys don't even understand. Like, were you even outside? Do you remember what Robert Horry contributed? See how many rings he's got? Did his fucking job.
We talk about Jordan's rings, but Steve Kerr...
Man,
got him one of those rings.
I'm just saying, it's important. it's important. Okay?
It is extremely important.
And you wait till this gets swung into an actual serious meeting, because it's not just dick, man. It's like, what if you I want to take on all these responsibilities of this individual, but what if that individual is complex? You might need help. You don't know.
We all need help.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
We all need help. And on a serious note, and just being funny, but we all need a little bit of help. You can't do everything on your own, and sometimes, as I've said in many other episodes, and the last episode when we were talking about healthcare workers, your support system is extremely important. Hi,
Kirsten.
How you doing?
What's up, fam?
How you doing? Hey. I know you miss us.
Happy Side Bitch Day.
Happy Side Bitch Day.
Happy Side Nigga Day. Happy Side Day. Happy Side Day.
Yes.
Gender neutral. Happy Side.
Happy Side Day.
Happy Teamwork Day.
Sometimes you go to the chicken spot not because you want some chicken, but you may want you some mashed potatoes and gravy or some mac and cheese. Like, I came here strictly because I wanted a side of greens and mac and cheese.
What is a meal without the sides?
You need the sides.
You need them a little bit, man.
You need the sides. It could be a lot of side, or it could be a little side. It could be one side. It could be multiple sides. But a meal is not a meal without the sides.
And then it depends on the day, because none of you motherfuckers are really showing up to Thanksgiving for turkey. You showing up for the mac and cheese. That's the star of the show. The
turkey gets all the notoriety, but it really just looks good on the table, but ain't nobody clamoring for it.
People love the mac and cheese. This mac and cheese makes you feel good,
It's comforting.
The mac's not dry. The mac is wet. It's moist. It's like, you don't have to take certain pieces of the mac. Mac is good all the time.
Right.
Every time you need mac is good. Turkey is only situationally good.
depending on what you do with it and who prepared it and what kind it is. And
it's a lot, it's a lot to go, it's work. When you get a good, you get a good piece of turkey, it's great. This is an amazing turkey sandwich that a lot of stuff to get, but it's good. But this mac, I don't give a fuck when we had this mac. It's always good.
It always does me right. It always makes me feel. Yes. I could take a little bit of turkey, even though that's the main dish, but I gotta have a big heap aside.
Yeah.
Big heap aside. So welcome to Just a Dope Ass Podcast on this lovely Monday. Great way to start out your week. Hopefully you all enjoyed your Side Bitch Monday. It's supposed to be technically White People Empower Day, but we don't celebrate that. So it's Side Bitch Monday. Why? Because you got to recognize everybody on your team. It is important. It is important. I am DC, one half of Just a Dope Ass Podcast. Thank you for tuning in.
Hi, I'm TJ. How you doing? Chad Austin. Whatever you want to say. Chad,
whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you be.
Feels good to you.
Whatever feels good to you. So hopefully you had a wonderful, whatever the fuck it was yesterday. I don't, the holiday that shall remain nameless to me. That one that y'all recognize that I don't really pay attention to. Whatever. Hopefully y'all had a good, positive one yesterday. I had a nice one. I mean, it was a regular day, but I had a nice regular holiday. How about yours?
Life was good yesterday. It was chill. Just relaxed.
Right. Same for me. Like I've spent the last couple days since we're celebrating Love Day. I've had like long ass, like 3-4 hour long conversations with family members the last couple days.
That's fine.
That's wonderful. I appreciate that. Talking to them, supporting them, being a shoulder that they can lean on, letting them vent, and being able to have positive, functional conversation. That's love. That is love. That's the love that I celebrate. But it doesn't have to be a special day for that. They just needed somebody to hold space for them, and I allowed myself to do that, and it made me feel good. That's important.
That ties in, holding space.
Yep.
Just makes you feel
good.
Like I was as I was made the little video that we posted on the page today. Funny. And I've had like mad conversations about this movie, about Fences, which I don't feel like people have clearly you watch it, good story, good acting, all this shit to play, whatever. But I do feel like, that is also like a big giant fucking gumbo of generational traumas and issues and so on and so forth. And it's deeper than fuck these niggas and fuck whatever. Because
definitely.
I just feel like a lot of it, and I'm not just like, his character had a lot of flaws, but you look at the Denzel Washington character and so like, niggas ain't shit. And it's like, but we're not looking at this in context. Like even that scene, I'm like, it's not just like go fuck off on whatever your arrangement is in your relationship. Clearly he signed up for this monogamous nonsense, but even when you listen to them talking that thing, it's like, I did this because I was lonely. I didn't want to be by myself. He did all the baseball analogies.
Right.
But the main thing he said, which is like, even niggas is be like, I'm fucking because the pussy was good. But that nigga said, nah, I go to this motherfucker's house and I laugh like I'm at peace here. And sure, bring that up to your partner, but there is a flip side to, are you really, as dope? Is this really an amazing space? Are y'all, like we talk about, best friends? Are y'all just each other's motherfucking burden? You just carrying this motherfucking shit. Y'all just carrying shit. And nigga was like, I'm not even sure I go over here to fuck. I just need a space where I feel good. I don't feel good when I'm with you.
Where I feel comfortable enough to be my authentic self. I think a lot of people in their relationships, they have that for a certain period of time, but people ain't checking the oil on their engine, and they just letting it just run. What's going on? Got people showing up.
Oh no, we got people got to see, man. You got to pick either one. It don't matter.
Nothing much. Come in, have a seat. You can, right on there. We just, we're jumping right into it's Side Bitch Monday. We are talking about the importance of having a proper support system. Sometimes it may be the side person because your man is not doing their job. So I'm saying sometimes in relationships, people have that comfort that they may get from a side, but they're not checking the oil on their relationship. You need to check the mileage. It was good at first. It's just been running, and you don't recognize that your engine ain't running properly, and that's why you know what? I'm going to take it to this mechanic over here because you ain't doing your job.
Come on now.
So it doesn't have to be a necessity, but sometimes we don't realize how we push the other person to go to a side.
That's the truth. All right, now first off, what's happening? My name is Juju Gray. My apologies for being on CP time. I brought edibles to make up for it.
Man, this motherfucker sleep. Good night.
Y'all talking about getting candy yesterday. Candies and flowers.
So, yeah, what y'all do for V-Day, man? Are y'all celebrating today?
This is we. What did you do? Because we discussed yesterday.
We don't want to talk about my weekend.
Oh shit.
Oh.
No shit.
My weekend was real.
Shit. I think okay. Well, maybe it's just.
I'm about to say
us.
this might be the perfect place to talk
Yeah,
about
I'm
it.
about to say Kirsten said she had a regular ass day. We in there said we had chill, nice, positive days. I'll be asleep. I got like my tolerance is that of a child. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like I'm after the show for sure, but like
I know these gonna be gone by then. Do your thing, man.
Yeah, go for it.
I didn't. We didn't mean to do that.
I mean, if this is a safe space, he said that hard. Fuck.
You like you don't want to talk about my shit.
It's deep.
Fuck these edibles up. I'm gonna be all right.
He's utilizing his coping skill.
I dig it. Look, it don't hurt nobody. It's positive.
It's
coping.
helping. It's bringing my
I've
anxiety
been doing
down.
drugs all weekend.
Okay.
Well, if weed count as a drug, I've been doing drugs all weekend.
Oh, that's fine. Now you just
You've been medicated.
yeah, you've been
Medicating appropriately to keep
Yeah,
your
you got
anxiety levels down.
Yeah, you got your medicine. That's
Right.
That's different.
My anxiety levels been at an all-time high.
Nigga said that shit. He was Rick James this week. He like, I said, break out that bitch now. Like, had a rough one.
You want me to?
Yep.
I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I don't get caught up in the hype of so-called Valentine's Day. That ain't my thing.
Yeah, I try to with Valentine's Day because I'm honestly not really a holiday person.
Me neither.
So I try to really rely on that fact during Valentine's Day. Like, you already know I don't really fuck with holidays anyway. Like, this year though, I gave out jewelry because I just started a jewelry company.
Okay.
So it was one of those things like I knew it would kind of be expected.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, give her a pair of earrings. It worked.
It did. It did what it was supposed to do.
As long as it did its purpose.
Yeah.
It did what it was supposed to do. Yeah, I avoid people like the plague on holidays in general, like all holidays. Now, on a serious note, I have my quote-unquote underlying trauma reasons as to why I do that. I've learned over the years how to navigate that energy in a more positive way to make sure I'm not hiding or disassociating from the situation because I feel a certain way. Like, no, I repurposed it. I feel better knowing that I'm doing this for a particular reason.
You don't want to do it because of the holiday. You want to do it because this is what you want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I've repurposed it over the years to where I avoid people on holidays, not because I'm trying to avoid feeling a negative way, but because I don't participate in it. I really understand now it's really not that big of a deal. The people that I do support in this manner for this holiday, I do that all throughout the year. Today's not a hype. I'm not about to feed into it. And if I'm going to pay attention to, quote unquote, for Valentine's Day, loving somebody, it's going to be me. What do I feel like doing today? I'm my star player. I don't really have a quote unquote side because I don't have a main. I am the main. So what do I feel like doing for me today? And anybody that's family or that's of high importance, if I need to hold space for them, I'll do that. But I'm not about to rush out to feed into the BS that's really not going to support anybody or myself.
That's a bar.
It's an inconvenience. Why am I going to inconvenience myself to feed into something that I do not believe in?
I definitely don't agree and partake in it if it's like an inconvenience. Like you said, if it's just like, oh yeah, we do this. Anybody who I've seen is like in a really, really like,
we really do this shit.
yeah, they
Right.
like people who I saw that really like enjoyed it. I was like, I see a lot of dope shit of this. Okay, like shout out to Black Barbershop. A1, like I was watching his story. I be seeing it like just at a glance in his story. It just be him and his woman having like an amazing time throughout
That's
the year.
just what they do.
So like yesterday was
for
just
them
kinda,
to do that, that's regular. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, oh hey, we had it was like we did some shit on Valentine's Day, but it wasn't like Valentine's Day seemed like the big. It's like, nigga, we do this shit all the time. Fuck y'all.
Right.
And that's really how it should be though. Like, if you need a holiday to make you go like pamper your partner, I don't care if you're a man or a woman. If you need a holiday to make you go pamper your partner, you fucking up.
Right.
Like, because it really boils down to just not being selfish. Like, I feel what you're saying completely, like, about it just being a holiday and going and feeling like you got to do all of this shit and meet all of these expectations just because it's this holiday.
Right.
But the reality is, if you're not a selfish person, if you're not a selfish partner, you're doing this shit all year long.
All
There's
year
always
round,
little gifts, little small gestures, nice things that you're doing. Oh, let's go out and do this. Like, you need that shit. Because if you don't, like you said, motherfuckers gonna be suffering anyway, and when they need that oil change, you're not gonna be the one that change it.
Nope.
And I think on the flip side is like you said, the little things or whatever, fucking big, whatever things you're doing throughout, it takes on the partner, like you said, man, a woman to be like, you know, this motherfucker did like for 3 weeks straight do blah, blah, blah for me, or was really coming through for me throughout the year, that they didn't come and give me like a teddy bear, or she didn't like, that bitch didn't give me a motherfucker. She didn't bake me a whole cake.
I did not do shit for Valentine's Day. I pulled up, dropped off some earrings, and got on. Like, I made these for you. I made sure I made an extra set so you got some.
But even that, I fucking like.
I
made a thing. Fuck, I made a fucking thing.
Hey, that was low key out though, because it's one of those things like, you know, it made me think about when you were a kid and you make a gift, like do a little handwritten card or some shit. I ain't gonna lie, it was one of those things like, I wonder if she gonna think of it like that, like when you give your mom like a handwritten gift, she know I made this shit. I don't give a fuck what you say. It's still gold at the end of the day,
but see, that to me would be like a particular red flag. 'Cause it's like, well, what is your motivations? Because I made this.
Right.
Like the fuck that I spent money and like got you. I took the time.
I mean, it still cost me money to make.
I mean, but it's even that. That's double. Nigga, that's double work. I made it. Like however I fucking made this, and then I bought it. You know, on the flip side, now that's how side bitches fuck around and win, because.
Side bitch gonna appreciate them.
Yeah,
earrings.
nigga, side bitch appreciates that you show. Oh my God, he was here for 15 minutes over 10. Yeah, like he said. Yeah, well, fuck, man. Thank you for the appreciation, and that's why you fucking lost out. Like it ain't even about, oh, what does she fuck me? Does she fuck you better? No, nigga, she just he is like, you know, they appreciate me. Like that's
since we talking, because today is National Side Chick Day.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna run something down as soon as I find it right here. All right. Me and Shorts last year, we released an episode. It's called A Cheater's Guide to Valentine's Day. All right.
These niggas are amazing. That's brilliant.
Yeah, and we basically we set the guidelines, and I wish Shorts was here, but I'm going to discuss them briefly with y'all because, you know, y'all my guys.
Fair enough.
So we basically set the guidelines that a person needs to successfully work through Valentine's Day and, you know, make sure they have a headache-free weekend. Mm-hmm. All right. We have a set of rules. I want to share them with you.
Fair enough.
All right.
Listen up, folks.
Listen up. This is a cheater's guide to Valentine's Day. So this is how you side chicks successfully handle your position. And this is how you people with sides. This is how you work it all out. Rule number 1, the most important rule. Plan ahead, because preparation is key. You want to make sure that, you know, if you're managing multiple people, you want to make sure that you have everything planned out accordingly to where everything falls in line the way it's supposed to. Plan ahead. That's rule number 1. Number 2, be consistent. The man gets gifts. Side pieces get the same thing they get every other day. They don't get no gifts. They don't get no nothing. Because you don't want them falling out of their side piece position like, oh, he gave me something. They're going to come. Now they trying to be the main. They're going to come fucking everything up. They don't get nothing but dick. And you know when they get dick? Rule number 3, 2 days before or 2 days after. Now let me break this one down for y'all. All right. We all know February 15th is National Side Chick Day, right? Mm-hmm. We all know February 15th is National Side Chick Day. Don't get yourself caught up fucking around on February 15th. Social media didn't snitch too much. You got to catch her 2 days before or 2 days after. And if she a real one, she going to deal with it.
This is what I thought out planning. I dig it.
2 days before and 2 days after. This is real. Y'all need to take notes. Take notes. Rule number 4. Fuck them kids. Your side piece got kids? Fuck them kids.
Oh, yeah, I get with that. I can. This all like it's
your side piece. Yeah. Your side piece went and had a baby instead of getting an abortion like she knew she was supposed to. Fuck that kid. These are Short's words, not mine.
I like that.
He had to clean it up.
I like that.
I'm just saying, though.
I'm just reading the words. It's not
but
me.
You know what? Hang on. This is what makes this such a good team and him like a great coach, because he took the time to say it with the passion that Shorts would have said it with. Yeah. Because he didn't have to say it like that, but he was like,
I could have said it like a hoe.
Yeah, but he said it like that to make sure that it's,
fuck them kids.
That's fine.
Nah, fuck them kids. Again, fuck them kids.
Lovely.
That ain't your concern. Having a side chick is not for the faint of heart. So if you can't do it, don't do it. Fuck them kids. Rule number 5. This is an important one. If you're a side piece, know and stay in your side piece place. Remember the job you signed up for.
I stand by that.
Remember the job you signed up for. Don't be out here talking about, oh, I can cook, I can fix shit, I can do this, I can do that. No, nigga, that's not what the fuck you got hired for. Know your fucking place. Number 6. If you're a side piece, and this is a good one, condom sex is optional during Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
Okay.
Think about it. Refer back to rule number 4. Fuck them kids. Number 7. This is the last one. Nobody's family should know. If you got a side bitch, your family should know about this. And if you are a side piece, your family definitely should know. They need what we call plausible deniability. If you ain't say it, it ain't happen.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, these rules all make sense, and it makes everybody stay in their.
It makes it work.
Everybody's in their particular position. Like it makes perfect logical sense, and it works. You know, it works both ways.
Right.
Whatever your gender is for your particular side.
Yeah, no,
piece,
we didn't make it gender specific. This
No,
year,
no, not at all.
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense. And also, I feel like it makes sense within the company of you, within the company of Juju. You have your CFO. You're clearly the CEO of you. You have your CFO. This is CFO duties. You may or may not keep the human resources department open, but you really only need an assistant manager 3 to 4 times a week.
Come on now.
An assistant manager 3 to 4 times a week has certain parameters, but they're not CFO parameters. And they don't get paid, what a CFO gets paid. They don't get the off time like that.
I let them work from home.
See?
I let them work from home.
Long live Black Phillip. I did adjust and take that analogy, but it's always made sense to me, and it's been good to my heart. It's been good to my life because it fucking makes sense. Like,
I mean, it applies to everything. I know we're speaking about the rules for the specifics of being the side piece, but
No, it's
all it boils
way.
down to is well communicated boundaries and sticking within the boundaries that have been communicated. That's all it's really saying.
And proper preparation.
And proper preparation
is the most important part.
In order to properly
Ooh,
prepare,
say
you
that
got to
3 times
communicate.
fast.
Nah, I'm cool. I'm not gonna try that one.
Proper preparation is the most important part. I got bars.
nigga, that sound like such a great like PBS special thing. Like it sound like you should need the little ball bouncing and kids go, "Yay! Proper preparation is the most important part." But
That sounds like something I had to spit online. I'm not going back to those times.
Hey man, can I take a moment? We gotta take a moment to acknowledge them pieces. I like that herringbone, man. The herringbone is a very slept on chain.
It is. It most definitely is. I think it's more of a LA thing still. Like,
Yeah, that when I see a herringbone, it just takes me back to like 1996.
Yeah.
Like my first chain was a herringbone. It was silver. My auntie bought it for me.
it don't
But
even
it
matter.
was a herringbone.
Especially during that time.
I gotta go one later. Yeah.
Herringbones and Rolex chains. That's a West Coast
Nah,
thing.
the Rolly chain is like that's the hood trophy.
Definitely.
Like that really is a hood trophy. Like I remember when I was graduating from high school, I didn't go to prom. So this is a funny thing about me. I graduated high school and everything. I graduated from YOU, but I didn't go to prom. I had no fucking reason to not go to prom. My auntie was trying to pay for everything. She wanted to like do limo, tuxedo, the whole shit, right? I'm like, man, I don't want to do none of that shit. Like, just buy me a Rolly chain. Like, I just wanted a fat ass Rolly chain. At the time, gold cheap than the motherfucker. I'll never forget the chain was like $700. That chain right now, $3,500.
Easy.
Man, boy, every time I see one of them motherfuckers, I just be sick. Like, you was trying to force me to go to prom. I still didn't go.
I spent all that money for one day.
Sold my prom ticket and shit. Y'all
I
niggas
mean,
went to prom?
Yeah.
But
How
like,
was
now-
it?
now
Like,
that-
it's
now-
one of those things when you don't go, you do regret the experience. How was it? Like, did y'all get some pussy that night?
Yeah,
Was
but
it like American Pie?
But now that you talk about it,
Nah.
now that you talk about it, it wasn't like this great magnanimous thing. I barely remember most of the details.
It can happen at the prom tonight.
Yeah, like everybody. I mean, I feel like it's like that. And it's not like I was like king swing, but I was like I was fucking already. So what? Like prom is where you come. Like movies make it seem like it's prom night. This is the night we're gonna fucking do it. I was trash in high school. I was like, shit, nigga, like. I didn't see her fuck this dress. She had that shit bust open at the party yesterday. Like, but okay, it's been senior week. We fucking wild.
Normally the narrative is like everybody's single trying to search for somebody they can go have a one night good time with. I went with my girl, so it was like
I thought you like, and see that shit is crazy. Like I had like 2 girls that wanted to go to prom with me and everything, like the whole 9. And I was on some other shit when I was young. Like, I don't know what the fuck I used to be on. I just used to be tripping.
You might have been
like,
ahead of the
fuck this
curve.
shit.
Like, it was cool. It just was like
Yeah, I just wasn't into, like, I was so, like, when I was in school, I was a student, like, that time I was in school, like, yeah, I was in school. I mingle, I do my work and everything. When I'm out of here, I'm in the streets, like straight like that. So I was not concerned with that shit. And it was almost kind of twisted in a way when I think about it. My whole attitude, even as a teenager, I knew, like, let me just, like, do this school shit because eventually I'm going to get in trouble out here. And when that shit happen, I'm going to rely on all of this shit and be like, nah, I'm a good student. See, I can't be doing this. And that's exactly what the fuck I did.
Maneuvers,
that shit happened
being that's ahead of the curve.
That shit happened 6 months before I graduated.
Ahead of the curve.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, I think a lot of us had to do. I did do the same thing because technically I was supposed to go
That's
to Inglewood.
some sociopathic shit.
Based on my address, they found out my address, but because I'm a good student and I play football, they's like, you can stay. I was supposed to, they was like, we might be kicking you out of here today. Oh, wait.
Yikes.
Your transcripts, oh, never mind. Your transcripts are good and you're on the football team? Oh, and you're a starter. Okay, never mind. You can stay. That's what saved me. So I understand that point.
What's going on in the chat? We ain't even acknowledged the chat.
I mean, Kirsten was in there for a minute. Keith in there, not saying that.
People be in there peeking and
just in there,
not
yeah.
speaking.
You peeking, but you not speaking?
Yeah.
We get a lot of stares. Like we'll get a couple
Okay.
like
People like I take it somewhat as a compliment because people like to listen to what we're saying, but I think some people may be afraid to say something or respond to what we're saying.
I kind of feel like that. I kind of feel like either it depends on what got them here. It'd be like I feel like in my mind they always come at the wrong time. Like they heard some super like
Wild out the shit.
they heard some wild shit and they come here and be like, oh my god, and we be in here talking about like anxiety.
They said, fuck them kids.
Yeah, like they heard that, and they came here. And that was the day we were talking about anxiety and depression. And then the people who heard about anxiety and depression, that's the day they come in here like, man, the nipple titties. Now if you get the big nipple, and they be like, what the fuck is? I just feel like
This
everybody.
can't be the
I feel
same
like
show.
everybody is coming at the wrong time.
Right.
But nah, it's called duality, man. That's
Nobody
what,
knows. What the
Nobody
fuck
understands
I
that
love
that's
it.
what this
It's
show
23
is.
in my mind, it's 23 niggas on Earth that know what the fuck that is.
And
Me,
we are two.
you, that's three.
There's
It's
20 outside of us.
Jackson.
And half
Shorts.
the motherfuckers work at the Good News. So like, it's
We got more MSWs and therapists working for the
it's
good
a
news.
really it's like yeah.
All right, hold on. Now this is where my non-college education comes in at. What the fuck is an MSW?
a master's of social work.
Oh yeah, I definitely didn't know what the fuck that was.
Oh no, I don't. We got technically.
I knew what a therapist was.
Yeah,
though.
it's a different way of calling me a therapist. It's a different title.
Oh, you're an MSW.
Yes.
Okay, teach me something I don't know.
LCSW in a couple months. So we gon' that means I'll be licensed to do my own private practice shit. That's all it is.
Oh shit, so I can come talk to you about my problems.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, I've been looking for a black therapist.
That's why.
Let me
we're
know
here.
when you're ready.
See,
I mean, let
you
me
see
know
how
when
that
you're ready.
works. You see how we
Hey,
are
look,
needed.
after this weekend I just had, oh man,
No, I'll be I'm gonna see y'all in like a year or so.
y'all just wait until this next episode. Me and Shorty's got a show coming up right after y'all. I'm finna drop a bombshell on these
He's
niggas.
about to vent.
No, I like it. Like, there's like, I like that it's become popular now, and like everybody's being open to it. Cause also, like, I'm a fan of it in general, but also I'm like, I'll never be without work. Like I will talk to a fucking signpost. What's your problem, man? Let's figure this shit the fuck out.
But it's so much needed. It's so much needed, especially in our community. Even like the podcast within itself. Like even you come here like y'all don't want to talk. We do. We give anybody a space that wants to come sit down and be transparent about their shit. Talk about it.
Yeah, cause I ain't gonna lie. Me and Shorts OG, we had a whole show plan, right? Little shit went down. I'm like, I called him yesterday. I'm like, man. First I told him, I was like, you got to run the lead on tomorrow. I called him early this morning. I'm like, hey, I don't feel like doing none of this shit. Like, I don't even want to be here. Like, he like, man, you got to come. It's too late for you to do. Like, usually that's the conversation I'm having with him. You get me?
Right.
And he like, man, you got to come. I say, you know what? This episode is going to be called I'm only here so I don't get fined because I do not want to be here. Like, plain and simple.
But
So I hit y'all. When I hit y'all up, I was like, you know what? Let me go chop it up with TJ and them. I know they'll give me a couple lives, get myself in the mood to actually sit down and talk.
that's actually smart. And those, honestly, like, even for me, like, those have been, because I be trying to look at everything like, this would be a good therapy moment. But, like, those be the ones where you have the best episode. I'm straight. Like, you just like, oh, I'm, you not in a space to like perform, so you got no choice but to be. No, you niggas get Juju today. Like you niggas don't get y'all niggas don't get podcast nigga. Y'all don't get like jewelry nigga, or y'all get I'm me today,
right?
And y'all gonna just listen to me today.
You're not listening to my representative. You're listening to my star player. He's here today. Normally, y'all get to see like the rest of the supporting cast. No, you're seeing the person today. But that also goes in line with what we talked about on the last episode, having a good support system. You being able to go to Shorts, who is your support system, and tell him, like, this is how I feel. And he's like, I respect that, but you do have obligations you got to hold. I'll hold space for you. I'll hold up the line for you, but you definitely got to stay, you got to stay the course.
I told that nigga he got to find a backup host today.
Like, I might not, if I am there, I might not even say nothing.
Bro, I need you to cut on both
For
mics.
real, like, nigga, I'm finna go to Lancaster. I ain't doing shit. Like, y'all niggas want to talk to me, y'all can call me.
That nigga said, cut on both mics, and you sit in this mic, and then you run over there and talk to yourself.
Talk to you.
Like, just,
For real,
you just
look.
be running back and forth between two mics.
Me and Shorty, everybody say we argue like old people and shit. Like an old married couple. This nigga tell me, he like, man, fuck that thing. You talking about find a backup host. I'm good enough to run a one-man show. I just do that shit myself.
Nah, you
Nigga,
say that to
you better go act like a bitch. Like, you better go act like a bitch.
You say that until you sit at the boards.
Yeah, they can sit in here and be like, hey, everybody.
What's the password again?
Yeah, we up here. It ain't even that. Just you be sitting here and you be like, hey, damn, nigga, it's just me.
Right.
These goddamn headphones. This how I sound?
How actors get jobs and really solidify themselves as good actors is their monologue.
Yeah.
Doing this by myself, I am acting out a scene by myself. So you think it's all gravy till you have to sit in that seat and talk by your damn it. It's a whole nother kind. A lot of people, you don't want to talk to yourself at the house, let alone talking to yourself on the mic as part of your show.
Niggas have been in a pandemic and are fucking losing.
They are losing their
Just
shit
sitting
having to
in
deal
they-
with
sitting
themselves.
Sitting in the house in their own heads. You niggas don't want to sit up here and talk by yourself.
I was in the house going crazy at first. Like, I'm used to being by myself. I grew up in a house full of people, but like for the most part, I like my solitude. Like, I'm one of those people that like people around when I like people around.
Right.
Hey, welcome to the
Well,
team.
you are on the right podcast, sir.
Amazing.
Yeah, but that shit was trash at first though. Like, I was in the house fucking bored all the damn time, watching YouTube videos all day. That shit was so trash. I smoked so much weed.
That'd be my shit depending on my day. Like, I'll fuck around and fall down a YouTube hole and be like, this was an amazing 6 hours.
But to do that shit for fucking 3 months straight.
Well, the only thing is like, I don't know, cause like I did it for, like, I don't know, I did it for the first start. I just jumped into, okay, man, it got like, speaking of like, therapy shit, whatever shit, like it got super stoic. I was like, I don't have a choice. So let's get really, really into fucking, what do you do when you by yourself, T? And I was like, we work out, play video games, and we learn shit. And I was like, learn fucking everything. I was
learning a bunch of shit.
I was
That's how I
watching
learned about
stupid
the jury
shit.
business.
It turned into a hustle. And I've been saying I want to do it. I've been saying I want to make grills for a long time.
Fuck with me.
dead ass.
That's the only thing I don't do right now. Fuck
I
with
can
me.
stand. I can stand on that. It's like the grilliest grilling.
Yeah, just that as far as the jewelry business, I've paid attention to that years ago just because I recognize how many other cultures are making money off of us
Yeah.
in the jewelry market. And it's like, wait a minute.
All right, can we talk jury?
Let's.
All right, let's talk. All right. The experience that I've had since becoming a jeweler in the Los Angeles Jewelry District, I realized that African Americans are definitely the biggest consumer of jewelry. Mm-hmm. Like, plain and simple, we are the largest retail buyer of jewelries. They intentionally keep us ignorant to how jewelry is actually sold, imported, wholesaled, and produced. They actually do what they can to keep us, and I'm not saying everybody, but there's people in these jewelry districts that do what they can to keep us out of the business end of jewelry because they make so much money off of us on the retail level.
Right.
When I first started my company, the first thing I did was go down there and establish relationships. Like, y'all know, we talked about it before. My primary business is real estate. Mm-hmm. So the one thing that I know from real estate, anything that you do, you're always in the business of relationships, plain and simple.
Right.
Everything is based in relationships. So the first thing I did was go down there and establish different relationships with different people I would be working with. I had motherfuckers give me different prices than they had quoted me when they talked to me on the phone, all type of stuff. I went to about 7 different gold casters, talked to different polishers. Like, I worked with everybody. And some people were fair with me, some people weren't. When I first got my business license and my import license and everything, I went, met with different wholesalers and shit. They were trying to book me with, like, just book me on the gold price. Like, at the end of the day, I know how much gold is sold at spot price. And I know how much the wholesale price is. I know what the retail price is, and I know what the import price is. So I'm coming in here with a seller's license. This is a wholesale fucking gold shop. Like, this ain't even on the retail floor. Don't come trying to sell me retail gold. I walked into a place. He was a 3D designer. He did, like, castable molds and shit.
Okay.
Walked up to dude's door, and I was going there about 3D design. It was a piece I was trying to get. In fact, this key that I got on my neck, I had did 3 of these, and in 3 different sizes. This is the smallest one. I did a medium size and a large one. The 2 larger ones were custom pieces. Right. So I was going to find a 3D designer to work with on those, and walk up to dude's door, knock on his door. He turns around, turns back around, and then he sees me still standing there. He gets up. He comes to the door. He's like, before I even say anything, he like, oh, I don't wholesale jewelry. I said, that's cool. I'm not trying to buy any jewelry. He like, well, what do you want? I don't wholesale jewelry. Like, straight hurry up and buy me. But yes, I didn't have all type of experiences down there. But then on the flip side to that, though, I've met people. There was a lady I met. She was telling me she's been in the jewelry business since 1982. She said her and her husband started it. They were immigrants. They came here to America together. And she's the person that taught me a lot of the shit that I know about diamonds. Okay. So she basically told me her and her husband came here and started their jewelry business in 1982. Her husband died like 10 years ago, and she runs their company with their sons. Same suite and everything since 1982. And she was completely opposite. Her attitude was, me and one of my boys went in there, and she's like, damn, I'm glad to see y'all starting. Like, this is nice because your people, they purchase so much jewelry on a retail level. Like, this is nice that you're actually getting into this business. When me and my husband came here, like, we had no one to help us. If there's anything that you need help with, let me know. Like, if you need any diamonds, I promise I'll give you the best price. She taught us about how diamonds are imported, told us if you want to go get diamonds from online, this is where you get them. Like, just gave us a whole lot of game.
She literally gave you gems.
Come on now.
That's what you need. I mean, we need that more in our community, period. But we need that all across the board because a lot of people act like I got to be selfish with my shit. Like, I've had experiences like you as far as, like, me buying jewelry, but me researching it on my own to see, okay, what can I get for a decent price? What am I most likely going to come across in some of these stores?
You going to get fuck you by jewelry online.
Oh yeah, no, not online. I'll go downtown to the jewelry district and go into different stores. And I've had different ones like they trying to sell me a certain chain. I'm like, bro, you don't know. Like, I'm here on my lunch break. I work in one of these buildings. I work for a nonprofit. You think just because I got gold teeth in my mouth, like I'm trying to get some big stupid rapper chain, and I pick some basic nice looking, like the piece that I got at the time. I think you've seen it. It's the African pendant with the Pan African colors inside the African pendant. And they was like, oh, yeah, these are really nice. Like, it doesn't look ghetto at all. And I was like, I wanted to school him at that moment, but I was like, I understand that you're used to dealing with a certain mindset of black person.
I be walking down there.
And I'm going to let that slide right now.
And it's funny, like, I was always kind of sort of a light jewelry wearer. Like, you would catch me in jewelry every once in a while. I've been pieced up lately.
I mean, you got to be a representation of your business. So
now, I had to learn to understand that. There was a customer I met in the jewelry district. This lady, shout out Miss Nikki, she been keeping me right. So for real, I can't even be mad at her. I can't say nothing but good things. But I meet her in the jewelry district. She was walking down there with her sons with her. I keep it 1,000. She just looked like she was just looking to spend some money. Like, she was just in every window. I'm like, and I was finna actually go and pick a piece up. I walked in the building, but the straight U-turn turned out that bitch. And I just walked up to her, started talking to her, and I was just telling her, like, yeah, I have jewelry pieces for sale, showed her my inventory on my Instagram, whatever. And she ended up leaving, going home. She calls me on my way home. She said, yeah, I like those heart earrings you got. Do you still got some? Hell yeah. Can you drop them off to me in Compton? Hell yeah. Dropped the earrings off to her. She ends up buying a chain from me when I dropped the earrings off. Calls me the next morning. She's like, hey, I figured out what pendant I want. Order a custom pendant from me, a little Miss Nikki pendant. So she tells me, she like, yeah, I'm glad I met you. Like you got really nice jewelry. I really fuck with your prices. Your shit way better than the sloss and blah blah. Like she gassing me up, and she said, but I ain't gonna lie, I thought you was down there on some hustle man shit. I wasn't even finna. She said I wasn't even finna entertain nothing you was talking about. I said, why? She said, because I saw you with your little chain on. I could tell it was a 24 karat piece. I got this little 24 karat baby bear I be wearing.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I could tell it was 24 karat. So I saw that. But you ain't really look like a jeweler to me. I said, what you mean? She said, you need to wear, like, all that jewelry that you got, all those nice pieces, you need to throw that shit on. I was like, you know what? You right. Ever since then, I just been throwing it on. She said, that's free marketing. You better wear that shit.
Right.
That's true.
Oh, where you get that from? I made it. You
and
want one?
That was the funniest thing. She said, when you wear jewelry, what's the number one question people ask you? I said, where do you get that? She said, yeah. And when they ask you where you get it, you can be like, I made this shit. So you know what? You right, Miss Nikki.
That's actually a good point. Like I had something like coincidentally, like today I went to the gym. I go to the little like it's a little fucking supplement store right next to the gym, and I just happen to have the little Just a Dope Ass Podcast crew neck on. And I walk in there, and I go to this motherfucker, like, on a weekly basis to get little bullshit. And I walked in there, and I had it on. And I've talked to some of the dudes in there about it, and they're like, oh, we followed, and whoop, whoop, whoop. Today, the day I wear it, them niggas like, oh, my God, what is that? And I was just like,
it's merch, bitch.
It's my pod. And they're like, oh, my God, like, we got to follow, we got to whoop, whoop, whoop. And dude was like, oh, I'm a Spotify dude. And I was like, I know at least two of y'all I've talked about this, but it was something about, and I'm not one to always wear my own shit because I be trying not to be like, hey, I'm the podcast guy.
Right.
But to your point, it's like, nah, if you do a fucking thing, you can kind of push your shit. Like, be, I don't know, fucking hella vocal about, I do this, bitch. Like,
I mean, you, looking at it from a different standpoint, even going for what we're saying as far as the jewelry business, we are money. As black, especially black men, we are money when it comes to merchandise, when it comes to jewelry, when it comes to all types of different things. People are going to look at us to see what the next big thing is or what's cool or what's in style. So if you're representing your own thing, you're free marketing for yourself because you're going to stand out in the crowd everywhere you go all the time. So it's good to just represent yourself as authentically as possible. It's the best thing that you could possibly do is to represent yourself. But even shouting out Miss Nikki, you need people like her that's going to keep you on your toes, tell you how to better help your business. She did her role as far as like a side piece. She's letting you know, oh, them nice.
Yeah, I know.
I like that.
I ain't even gonna lie.
I like that.
Humility kind of go out the window when it comes to this jewelry business. I just be like, it ain't arrogance, but I just be like, yeah, I know. This shit fly, huh?
You should.
This shit fly, huh?
There's a line between arrogance and confidence. Like,
right.
you do a thing well, like, just, like, even he
Thank you, though, but yeah, I know.
Like, even talking about, like, even when he said about, like, the mental health piece, like, I don't talk about that a lot because I'm, like, not finished, and I'll be talking to him off air. He'd be like, Nick, say that shit. Like, you're in school. Like, you're learning the same shit. So I know I personally struggle with being like, I'm confident in my ability, but don't be like the line between confidence and arrogance is something I do because I be quiet about a whole bunch of shit.
It is the imposter syndrome that we struggle with in our field.
I got that. I've realized I've come to like a real realization maybe in like the past month or so that I definitely have imposter syndrome because I don't know. I think I struggle with the fact that like sometimes I don't feel like I'm supposed to be here. And a lot of times I feel like I'm doing all of this shit, all of this positive shit, but sometimes I feel like that's the shit that I'm trying to do or trying to be, but I don't know if that's really me or not.
Why did you say that? Why would you say you don't know if it's really you or not?
Because sometimes I just don't be feeling like that.
But as we talked about earlier with duality, it's possible for you to be both those sides, right?
Yeah.
Because even for me, I mean, we've had talks off air, and I've even hinted at stuff. I've talked to my mom about certain stuff. I got a master's degree, and I still have moments where I want to go upside somebody's head for some change. I'm not going to do it because this side is way more stronger in control than the other side. But I got that Berkeley, California in me that be like, I see you act Robin Hood all day. It's always been in the back of my mind. If I feel like you are flexing and don't deserve it, like if you are flexing, you've earned this. This is something that you really like. This is something that speaks to you, and you're just letting people know I accomplished this.
You just see that nigga
cool.
high signing,
but
and
I
it
see
makes
somebody
you want to get him.
I be like, oh, you are lucky. I went to school, and I have to keep myself to a
wonder,
moral
is that what
standard.
happened to me? We gonna talk.
No, I feel like
because I'm trying to figure out why some shit happened, man. I'm
feel like
trying to
everybody has-
rationalize some shit.
Everybody has to have that shit, and like I feel like understand. Like I get a lot of like, oh, you funny. Oh, you post a lot of like Zen shit, and it's like, nigga, I ain't gonna tell you, but like I told him, like like the other day, like I had a moment. I just was like, hey,
You had
like,
a nigga moment, or you had a moment?
It was just like I was in the community, and it didn't make any sense. It just was like. This is just there's rules to the road. We all went to go to class. We all went to driving school, and I just was like, it was a moment where it was like, this is an easily just let it go moment. Like anything I would tell anybody else, just let it go. And some said nah. And even after that, I was like, I don't even know if I was that mad. I just had like a moment of, nah, I'm just not today. Today is just not. I'm just not in Zen mode today. Today you should just not do that. You shouldn't have done that, sir.
But sometimes, as we were talking about,
I just had that times 1,000.
Yeah, because at the end of it, I just was like, I know when I'm like,
I'm still ready to say fuck it all.
I know when I'm like adrenaline level mad. I wasn't even there. It just was in the moment. I just was like, nah, like this is just
that goes
like,
back.
You shouldn't have done that. Nah.
That goes back to the list. Sometimes you need to communicate your boundary, and me communicating my boundary in a nice way ain't gonna work in this situation. Sometimes I gotta communicate in a way that you gonna understand, which is gonna be a way that you ain't gonna like. It has to be done. I mean, it's the same for all of us. I think as black men, especially black people in general, we got to code switch so much. It's part of us to be able to have all these different variations of our personality that we hide. So when another one pops up, you're like, should I be this? Yeah, it's still me. It's just it's not available in these situations. But in this situation, it might be more relevant for me to be this way. And it's okay for me to be that sometimes. I don't need to be completely hoodish all the time, but sometimes you got to be like the passive aggressive. We'll joke about how people send emails passive aggressively to get their point across and company lingo. We are the ones that created it to put the extra sauce on that because we know how to function within these spaces. So I brought my blackness here to say, bruh, that ain't what you gonna be doing today.
Talk shit without talking shit.
Exactly.
Thank you, Goddess Lord. We are all here for the duality. Yep.
Oh, of course.
Yep.
That does what this, like I said, this podcast is duality. People look at me as like the patron of peace and stoicism master himself. Yeah, that may be me, say 70% of the time, but I got other sides of me at different. Like people are surprised to hear me come on here and curse or talk about sex or whatever the case is. Like, I'm human. Just because you think that I'm sitting on top of a rock with incense, meditating all day long in tranquil peace mode, does not mean that I'm always that person.
See, I have that in reverse. Motherfuckers will see me in real life and be like, I'm make me, oh my God, I'm like, whoa, motherfucker, like, I'm chilling. I just did that shit on the show. Like, I'm still that nigga.
Right,
but like,
right.
I'm like, yeah, like,
chill. I think with me, it depends on how they catch me dressed.
Oh, that's
Like,
a part of it. That's definitely a part of it.
It depends on how they catch me dressed. You catch me on a day like this, people misinterpret me. A lot of times they just take me for some random hood guy. People think I'm not very bright at first until they start to have a conversation with me. I don't know why I come off as stupid, but people think I'm stupid at first.
It's the color. It's the skin color, unfortunately.
And then, not even other black people. And then,
the conversation about
when I be tied up and shit, they just treat me different.
No, that's I know.
That now later, fuck my job. That's what I get for eating on the show.
Hilarious. But no, I mean, like, and that's I feel like all the shit I've been like reading and watching, that conversation will probably have to happen because like basically even what you're saying, like just the misinterpretation of like black men through the lenses of other people, like that is like a fucking huge thing. And I've even had that conversation with like other black women, like not understanding, like I don't even think you realize like how I'm perceived to you.
Right.
Like you're not acknowledging or not even not acknowledging, like motherfuckers don't recognize that like it was in this book. I'm fucking, I swear I need to finish this shit. Like I got like an hour left and it just it's dragging the fuck out. But he says something along the lines of like people don't recognize that a black man's experience is never like, we never are the authors of our own story. We have to dance in spaces of how other people have authored us, even our own women.
Right.
Like our
we have to move how other people perceive us.
Yes. And we have to be aware of it 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
Other people, that's one privilege or luxury.
Or the opposite of how other people perceive us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got to think of how you're going to perceive me and try to approach you in that manner. That kind of goes along the off-air conversation we had last week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why can't men, it's not this, just be, no, it's not that easy for black men to be their whole selves sometimes because we already know that you're prejudging me before I got here. Like, the dress comment. I've gone dressed in like just out in the public wearing a hoodie and people are looking at me like, you're some 6'4" black dude with dreads with a hoodie on. You're not paying attention to the fact that I have my school's hoodie on. I'm an alumni here. You just see a black dude in a hoodie and you're perceiving me to be a certain way, not realizing like I'm wearing something that I earned.
I do you one better because this actually just happened, and it's happened legit.
I'm gonna top your shit, but go ahead. I'm gonna top your shit.
I believe you will, but because like it just has happened a bajillion times in my life, more times than I can count. I'm flat out that's it, just 6 flat. There's no other number attached to it. I'm barely making the club. I have been everything from 6'3" to 6'5" because of how people perceive me. Yeah. Motherfuckers have seen me in DC next week. They're like, oh, y'all must be. I'm like, there's a fucking ocean of difference like between us and you're perceiving me as large. And I'm like, damn, now I got to go around a motherfucker I thought I was cool with and double down on I'm a regular. Like, if I raise my voice, I might be whatever. If I whatever. Now, please stop me because this is going to be good.
Oh, yeah, this is super top. All right. Juju is a surfer, right?
Oh, this is going to be, here we go.
Yeah, Juju is a surfer, right? Mm-hmm. Juju is a real estate agent, right? Juju is a podcast nigga, right? Juju is cool than a motherfucker. Juju is straight. Juju had on a black sweater and these black Adidas running shoes that I got on right now. In fact, Juju got his whole motherfucking car shot up. I don't know what the fuck I was perceived as.
That is unfortunately super common. Having a certain type of car and being a black man in a certain neighborhood, you're going to get mistaken identity. LAPD and cops all across the world been using that. Oh, you fit the description bullshit. But we don't realize it's not just cops that do that. We do that to each other.
Yep.
We could look at somebody. You could be in a certain hood and see somebody that looks a certain way and be like, he must be one of the niggas from this hood. I could be here visiting my auntie. You don't know who I am or what I am, but to you, because you are aware of these surroundings, you automatically throw me and group me into this situation that you are experiencing, not realizing that I have separated myself from this experience altogether.
Come on now.
Why are you bringing me into this?
Come on now.
Even to that extreme. Like, you didn't even run up on a car and be like, hey, yo, you know where you at? Where you from? I'm from the hood. I'm supposed to know there's a protocol to these questions. You didn't ask me questions 1, 2, or 3.
You broke the rules, nigga. You skipped everything.
You didn't. Where's my hood Miranda rights? read me my hood Miranda rights.
That's the name of this episode.
I might have to rename this because that was it.
This nigga said my hood Miranda rights.
We need those. Like, I know how this supposed to go, bro. You breaking code. Do I need to tell you how to do your job? I ain't even an affiliate, and I'm telling you how to do your.
Where was your hood nigga acumen, son?
Yeah, nah. Who your OG?
You did not give me my hood Miranda.
Not at all. You need to be DP'd for this. You need to get DP'd for sure. Because that's how you end up hurting people in your community.
You did not give me my hood Miranda rights, nigga.
Damn. Hurting people in your own community because you
didn't. Just a dope-ass podcast.
That's crazy in a time where, nigga, there's like 7 niggas off the top of my head that like do TikToks and Vines of your hood nigga Miranda rights to where it's funny. Everybody knows them now.
Right.
It's a white boy Calabasas knows how this shit's supposed to go.
With hat to wear, what this hat means, what your press level's going to be, all that stuff.
Man, my press ratio was like a 4. That's on everything, nigga. I had on black Adidas running shoes. My press ratio was a 4.
I think that's the sign of the times, though, unfortunately. Because
the only thing that made my press ratio slightly heightened might have been the all black hoodie, and that's only because we all know the perception of an all black hoodie. But I mean, again, it was 8:00 in the morning. An all black hoodie. I could have been getting ready to go running, nigga. I was finna go surfing.
Not even like
there's nobody in that life that's up at 8:30 that's doing any type of business.
Clearly, there's 2 of them.
Normally, they just so happen to walk outside and smoke and chill.
Nah, they was buying weed like I was trying to buy weed, I guess.
Oh, if you don't get...
Jesus, nigga. Like,
we was all just trying to buy some weed. I was just trying to go surfing in my Adidas running shoes, man. What up, man?
What's going on?
Black man.
How you doing? We got more. You done missed...
I'm finna get some of them in my hair.
No, I was listening.
Oh, I mean, we figure you listening, but as far as participation points... You know, you showing up late. I mean, go on, sit down and get you some participation.
We was talking about my Adidas running shoes.
How they didn't keep you.
We got the Podfather in the house. What's happening?
What's up, man? I was just at Studio 2 with shorts. So
Oh yeah, he should be on his way here.
Pulling up right now.
He probably gonna
We
be
about
on
to have a
CP
packed
time.
house in a minute. It's about to be a plethora
be
of black men.
Look, y'all, this could be an amazing.
Look, we gonna
first
need
show.
it because I'm gonna need a therapy session
This
in
gonna
this
be-
bitch. This our 100th episode, and this finna go down. All that shit we was finna talk about is going out the window.
Episode and the debut episode.
Our 100th
Oh,
episode
definitely
and our
fucking-
debut
this is
episode,
amazing.
and I got a bombshell, so it's going
This
down.
is-
All that shit we was finna talk about is
shook.
out the window.
Short said it's your annual side nigga side bitch show.
Yeah,
Right.
that shit is
I
out the
do it
window
every year.
today.
I'm
I
excited
got some
for
way
a
more
lot of the
important shit to talk about.
things today.
We having a therapy session today.
It's necessary, and it's your platform. Why not? It's like going on your Twitter and posting
Yeah.
what's on your brain. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. Y'all supposed to pay attention to what I'm saying. Hey, listen, I got something to tell y'all because hopefully you're going to learn from it. You're going to get a gem from this. I'm venting, but you're going to get a gem from this.
Nah, I'll let Shorts talk about whatever he want to talk about, but I'm definitely getting this shit off my chest.
You got the first 15 minutes. After that, time's up. Let me hit. Hey, wrap that shit up, B. Wrap that shit up. It's my time.
But nah, duality, man.
That is the purpose of this show. Multiple
Duality,
things can
duality.
exist. I can be a therapist and talk about ass and titties and talk about something serious and talk
It's
about
gonna be
my
me,
life.
motherfucker. So
It's going to be
You
a
gonna
lot
be
of us.
therapists out here like titties.
I mean, if you are a sex therapist, that's your job.
Yeah.
Or if somebody has an issue with their sexual relationship, they're going to come talk to you about it. So why shouldn't you feel comfortable talking about it on your own?
Hey, when I first like went to college and attended college, I majored in psychology, and for like 2 months I wanted to be a sex therapist because I was in the sex psychology class, and that shit was the tightest shit to me. We just used to be up in there talking about fucking all the time.
it's
Like
lit.
it was cool.
There's a
Really
sign.
That was like my favorite class that I ever took in college.
People don't understand. There's a science of how your brain works when it comes to sexual activity. They think it's just, men just think with their penis, and they don't know. There's a thought process behind this activity. You think it ain't nothing. There's a lot of deep underlying tones that come from this penis inserted into whatever orifice that y'all prefer.
Indeed.
He just made sex sound real scientific.
Because it is.
Man, look,
It is.
we appreciate y'all.
Thank y'all for tuning in with us on our side. Well, I was gonna say side bitch.
It
but
turned into a lot. Whatever this was supposed. This was good.
side
Hey,
support systems.
They got the rules. That's all that counts. Just make sure
That
y'all
is true.
prepared next year.
Just make sure y'all are
Absolutely.
prepared. Oh, I'm about to say, I thought he came in with a bag of weed, a bag of weed.
No, you got. This would have been a damn. If
That was a
ever
real
walking
bag of
with a
rubbers.
bag of weed, this I going nowhere.
I'm going somewhere.
See,
There we go.
to the moon, Alice.
When I go to the corner,
I'm gonna be up there with Elon, nigga. Like, catch me on
turn that
the
into
moon.
stock money.
All right, bye, motherfuckers.
We'll see y'all on Saturday here at Just a Dope Ass Podcast. Y'all stay tuned
Yeah,
next.
if you're listening, stay
Yeah,
here.
y'all. If y'all listening, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned, man. Me and Shorts got our debut episode on the Good News Network coming up. It's our 100th episode. Keep it 1,000 podcasts,
And he got a bombshell coming for
and
you.
I got a bombshell coming. A whole lot of shit to talk about is going down.
So just stay tuned.
I'm staying here. I ain't going nowhere.
We